Friends, you know what you mean by success. But how do you develop the ability to achieve success? Ability is achieved through knowledge, skill, and attitude. If you have the right attitude, you can acquire the necessary knowledge and skill. But how do you achieve the right attitude? There's a beautiful sloka in Patanjali Yoga. Patanjali says that thoughts and actions develop attitude, which in turn develop similar thoughts and actions. Obviously, to develop the right attitude, you have to have the right thoughts and actions. We all know that thoughts lead to action. But what causes the thoughts, or what determines the type of thoughts that our minds develop? It is the ego of the mind. At the moment at which the thoughts come out. What is the ego? Ego simply means that whatever thoughts have been stored in the memory, they become the attitude. And that attitude is the ego. In Sanskrit, ego is called as guna. There are three types of egos. Adult ego, that is sattva; parent ego, that is rajas; and child ego, that is tamas. It's not that we are not aware about these egos, but we do not know how to develop these egos and what are the qualities that correspond to each of the egos. I will now explain how you can develop the right egos so that the right thoughts and actions come out. You see, a child behaves normally. It is from child ego. As he grows, he sees his parents and knows that if he does not control himself, he cannot get what he wants. So he learns how to control from what he learns from his father, and how to grow or nurture, he learns from mother who nurtures him. So a parent ego is further split up into two types. One is the critical parent ego, the other is the nurturing parent ego. The former is just like the father, the latter is just like the mother. Then, in the adolescent, he experiences what happens when. That is the cause and effect. At that stage, he puts everything to test and acquires knowledge from his experience. This develops adult ego, that is sattva. So everybody has got these four types, but in addition, in the ways of the world, a person has to acquire another ego. What happens is, when a parent tells the child, you tell so and so that I am not at home because he is coming to collect money from me and I do not have the money. Now the child understands that telling a lie can get him out of a difficult situation. So he learns how to benefit just by telling a lie, and it is a question of at the cost of someone else. That is adapted child ego. This adapted child ego is necessary to know the ways of the world and to be successful in modern world. So apart from the parent, child and adult ego, one has to develop the adapted child ego. So in all, it becomes 5 types of egos, including the controlling type, the nurturing type of parent ego, the adapted child ego type, and the natural child ego type. These become 4. And adult ego, because it is based on pure knowledge, it doesn't have any negative aspect of it. So everybody has got these 5 types of egos. Isn't it strange that people think by ego, it simply means ahankar, that is pride. It's wrong. Since everybody has got these 5 types of egos, it develops the corresponding qualities. So we have to know what are these qualities. You see, when I was in the United States of America in Oregon State, my son and myself, we were in a desolate, vast snowfield. I wanted to show to my son that I could climb the trees. That act of mine is from natural child ego. It is very necessary for everybody to preserve this natural child ego, otherwise life will become boring. A person has to enjoy just like a normal child. Otherwise, there may be success with growth but no happiness. And you know, success means growth with happiness. Without happiness, what is that success? It is of no use. When I was in Rome, near the Trevi fountain, I saw a beautiful sculpture. A boy was playing with a horse. It is from the child ego. The man was fighting with a monster. The control is from critical parent ego. The woman was tending the field with water. It is from nurturing parent ego. So you see that these types of egos were known from long, and we need not think that these are only very recent phenomena. Once we develop these egos, the qualities follow. How do we develop these egos? You guess right. What goes in comes out. I am what I eat. Of course, it doesn't mean that if I eat the parts of a tiger, I will become a tiger. But certainly, if I am a non-vegetarian, I am very aggressive about satisfaction of my desires. Obviously, success requires this particular quality, which is the control from critical parent ego. Nurturing parent ego is very simple. It doesn't require any explanation. You will see that the business people, they cannot succeed unless they act their role well. This acting part, that is acting like an actor, not revealing the true sense, comes from adapted child ego. That's why businessmen are very good in developing adapted child ego. Otherwise, they cannot be successful in life. In our scriptures also, like yoga, Sankhya and Ayurveda, it has been said that food determines what qualities or guna you develop. Those who take uncooked rice or overcooked food develop adapted child ego, that is tamas. We really have to control our inputs, then the right egos can be developed and success will come from the ability. Initially, any food develops the parent ego, that is rajas. Then as we improve the inputs through our senses, like seeing, we see many things on the television, but they have good and bad aspects also. If we control through critical parent ego the bad inputs and take in only good inputs, obviously success will come, because the ability for development, ability for success will come. So what I would say is that it is very easy for me to develop the attitude for success, and the same applies to you too, that all that you have to do is control your inputs to all your senses. That's the way you can develop the attitude for success. Thank you.